Welcome to exercise 1 of parametric modeling, which is the modeling of this component here with a number of other components. So we're going to start off modeling this component, and we're going to start off modeling the plan view as such and building up the various features. So in our Solidworks environment, new part file. So we're going to sketch on the top plane this time here. So sketch command, and we're going to start off with a rectangular center rectangle, and we're going to put some smart dimensions in this. So we start off with 80 wide and 115 long. We're going to draw now the endpoint circle. We're going to draw it off the center, even though it's aligned with the center. And we're going to use smart dimensions now to place it. And we're going to place it from the center right back to the edge here. So use this edge here as the reference edge. So the distance back, that is 165. And the vertical distance then, similar to previous exercises, is going to be 0. So do a linear dimension there and 0. Put our radius then, radius 20, which is gives the diameter 40. Now, in addition to that, we're going to draw two lines that are going to be tangential to the circle. So just make sure that you have the tangential constraint. So again, and same on the bottom of the base there, making sure it's tangential. So hover there, it is there. This line here we don't need, so we can actually delete it, or we can make it into construction geometry. And then we're going to trim the existing lines here. We could add the hole here, but we'll come back later on, maybe add that as a separate feature. So that's all the requirements done. So we can exit out of that sketch, and we're going to extrude this. Again, pick the sketch off the list and extrude it 20 millimeters. And OK. So that's the base done. Next, we're going to look at this vertical member here of the bracket. So for this, we're going to sketch on this front plane. This front plane is any size. We're going to sketch on that. So sketch, sketch, and we're going to press Ctrl and 8 to look straight in at the component. When drawing this shape, we're just going to draw the basic outline shape that we see, any size, and make sure it's closed off. Make sure the sketch is closed off. From that, we can start adding dimensions. So for example, the height there is 20 millimeters. The vertical distance up from the edge, 60. The width of this member here is 30. Okay, and the total width of the part is here to here is 30 and 50 and 15. And finally then, the last dimension we have is from the center to the edge. Okay, and that's 35, I think. And that's that shape done. We could add the fillets here, but we're going to add them maybe as a 3D fillet later on. So we can exit that sketch and extrude. So we extrude that from the mid plane, and the correct distance 30 millimeters. And accept that. Moving on to the next feature is this web at the back of the part. It's 6 millimeters wide, 40 millimeters high, and 20 millimeters wide. So it's sketched on the exact plane again, down in the center. And Ctrl 8, lock it straight in. Draw the full triangle and add our smart dimensions. and extrude it again from the mid plane. So the next feature we're going to look at here is the dovetail groove on the component. Again, it's on the center plane, and we look straight in at it. We're going to sketch a full rectangle first, snapping on the top surface. In addition, we're going to draw a center line and dimension the distance out from the center line to the edge. To create the dovetail cut, we'll simply draw the lines like so. And then selecting the outer line, holding Control, selecting the center line, and selecting the opposite line, we can now make these symmetric. We'll add our smart dimensions, depth of the groove, angle of the groove, and distance in from the edge. Finally, we're going to trim this line to create the full profile. We extrude that sketch, mid plane, the next feature then we're going to concentrate is the various holes. So to add the holes, we simply do a sketch, Control and 8, circle, exit. Top circle here. And we can dimension the distance right out to the edge there, which is 50 millimeters. Just make sure that your whole circle is snapped on the origin. Exit sketch, features, extrude cut, and up to next this time, which will ensure it goes through the thickness of the top part. We can then add the holes in the side, Control and 8. $10mm down, and it's 45 and 50. This edge here, which is 95. Exit sketch, and again features, extrude cut, up to next. We can add the fillets in now. This edge, we previously could have done this in the sketch, or we can do it using this command. And OK. And again, another fillet underneath here, 20 radius. OK. We can also do the fillet on the front edge here, and the front edge, which is 15, and OK. And fillets on the front, further front edge, which is here and here. They're also 15, and OK. Now the last part to do here is the pocket in underneath the part. So you can see it's 8mm offset, and it's 6mm deep with a fillet of radius 6 in each corner. So we do this in this bottom face, and we just go sketch, sketch. We've already got the plane selected. Control and A to look straight in. And we can use this offset entities tool. Come down and select the bottom face. Select reverse and 8mm. And it gives us, it offsets the edge in, and it gives us a sketch that's 8mm offset in from the edge, and accept that. We now have features, extrude cut, 6mm, OK. And one last feature is the fillet, and it's a 6mm fillet, and it doesn't work if you pick the face because of the hole, so just pick the edge and pick the edge again, and it works its way around, and select OK. So that is the component number 1 completed. Finally, just add a material. Plain carbon steel is fine, and in addition to that, color the part in, and make sure you save your part using the correct part numbering we talked about in class.